Did I need any more books to go on my shelf? No. But do I have an incredible book haul for you? Yes. Hello, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing amazing. So for today's video, we may have another book haul, and in my defense, I did say this was coming because I've recently come back from a holiday in Orlando. So how could I possibly resist buying books when there was Walmart, there was Target, and most importantly, there was Barnes and Noble? Like, I can't tell you how long I've wanted to step foot in a Barnes and Noble, and I'd done it on this holiday. But that did mean we've got quite a few books here. I think I came home with 13 new books. What can I say? I did try and get books that I thought I might not see back home, or it's got like a stunning sprayed edge, etc. So I feel like there was method to my madness, but at the same time, that madness is I've now currently got 285 books on my physical TBR. So me personally, I absolutely love watching book hauls. It's one of my favourite videos to watch. I love getting new recs, seeing special editions, you know, I love everything about them. But I totally understand this video might not be for everyone, especially if you fall on, you know, overconsumption, and you might feel like this is overconsumption. I personally don't. I know I'm going to get around to all of these books at one point, and I work hard for my money. And this is kind of the one hobby that I spend my money on. Books are my vice, and I will never feel guilty about buying books. So I totally understand this video might not be for everyone, but without further ado, I'm just going to crack on with all the books that I've bought on holiday. So our first stop was Target, and this I think was our very first full day there. And hindsight is a beautiful thing, because if I'd have known, I would have bought literally every single book that I wanted from this trip to Target, because I think we all know American books are so expensive. I was actually like a cartoon because my eyes popped out of my socket with how expensive books are in America. But on this trip, they had a deal where if you buy one, you get one half price, and actually there was 30% off the cover price on quite a few of them anyway. So I bought 4 books, as you can see, and this cost me $45, which is around, I guess, about 38, 39 pounds. So I actually don't think that's that bad since we're in America. Now, the first book that caught my eyes, and pun intended, is The Eyes Are the Best Part by Monica Kim. So the reason why this caught my eyes is obviously Monica Kim. I think I have on my like want to read Molka by Monica Kim. I saw this and I was like, I know that author's name. And then I saw the sprayed edge. Like, look at that. It's absolutely gorgeous. So I believe Monica Kim, and I mean, by the cover, I think you tell, I think this is a horror book, which I'm really trying to get more involved into horror, if I'm being honest. So I'm so excited to read this one. And I just can't believe those edges. Like, I have never seen this here in the UK. A lot of these I've just never seen in the UK in these editions. So I couldn't leave this one behind. So I most probably won't be going too much into what each book is about, just because we've got quite a lot to get through. And also, I do personally like to go into my books blind. So I don't really read too much about the blurb. I go for kind of vibes. This cover was a vibe. The sprayed edge was a vibe. And also I get a lot of my book recs from bookish content creators over on TikTok and here on YouTube. So if someone's got a similar taste to me and they recommend a book, more than likely I will keep that on my radar and I'll pick up. The next book that caught my eye in Target, and instantly I was like, I'm 100% picking that up, was Air of Illusion by Madeline Taylor. Again, exactly on TikTok, I've got a few bookish besties that basically cannot recommend this book enough. So I trust them, I trust their recs, and therefore instantly going into my basket. But also, we've got another spread. We've got these end papers, and then that is the naked hardcover. So of course, this is a romantasy. I think we have got our female main character. She has the power of illusion, but I think she's also basically a slave to the king. She has to find this weapon, I believe, but it seems like somebody else has the same idea, and I might be kind of like a fight to the finish to who gets this weapon. I'm not entirely sure. All I know is that I've heard absolutely raving reviews about this one, and once again, I couldn't leave it behind. Next up, we have Queen of Faces by Petra Lord. So this was doing the rounds on social media, I want to say a couple of months ago, or when this originally came out, and this one really intrigued me. I think this is about a girl who's actually trapped inside of a wrong body, and she goes on this journey to find her own body, I believe. Again, double check on all of these synopses because I do like to go in blind, but the reason what absolutely sold this to me, if I'm being completely honest, I haven't heard the most raving reviews about this one. I haven't, but obviously you've got to read a book yourself to see if you like it or not. But I was completely sold because, again, of these sprayed edges. They're nothing too extravagant, but I saw them and I absolutely fell in love with it. And then I opened up the front and we've got this glorious map. I love this blue. And then also the front cover, we've got the waves. So essentially, I just saw this edition and again, I was just like, buy one, get one half price. I've got to pick up something, clearly. I'm not just gonna leave with 2 books. So this was the option. I also just like the cover. If I just bring that forward, it's actually so detailed. And the more I look at it, the more I see new things. Like, I actually didn't realise there's just a little man right there. It's just, oh, I love it. So again, so happy to pick this up. Because it was buy one, get one half price, I clearly had to buy a 4th book. But I am someone who likes a kind of pristine copy, you know, no dents, no nothing, basically. There was a few books I wanted, but they were damaged quite a bit. So I was then looking at the paperbacks. I actually obviously love the paperbacks over there because they're so floppy, but nothing was really taking my fancy. And then I think, and I don't know, I could be wrong, but I feel like someone might have tried to have been hiding this book because it was behind another book, literally right at the back, and like there were so many books stacked on top of it, and I just saw it on the sprayed edge and I was like, what's that? And it was Guild by Raven Kennedy. And I have been hearing the most fabulous reviews about this series as a whole. I've been wanting to pick this up for the longest time. I just haven't. If I'm being completely honest, I feel like I've not actually seen it out in the wild in the UK. Obviously I did say it was a sprayed edge. Look at that. It's so stunning. And I love the actual edge detail. I can't remember what they call it now. Is it deckled? It's kind of like a deckled, I don't think it is deckled, but it's kind of like serrated. I'm not doing a very good job of explaining this, am I? But yeah, I just thought, and look at this flop. That I need to go into a deep dive of why the American books are so floppy, because if every book, like, you can literally do that, you're not even breaking the spine. It's glorious. So I'm so happy to say I've now got book 1 in the Plated Prisoner series. The only problem is I don't think I'm gonna match this up, am I? Or I'm gonna need another trip to America. Like, how am I gonna get, I think there might be like 5 or 6 books in this series. I'm not gonna get a book that matches this in the UK. So I don't know if anyone has any tips on buying American books from the UK. I know you can go on Amazon. There's also a shop called Blackwell's, I believe, that you can buy American books on. I might need to have a little look, but I feel like this was a rash move. One I don't regret, but I am scared it's not all gonna match up. But do you know what? That's not the end of the world anyway. So next up, we took a little trip to Barnes & Noble's. There was no way I was gonna go all the way to Orlando and not make a trip to Barnes at all. I have been seeing Barnes on TikTok, on YouTube. I do think it is practically like a Waterstones, but it's a Barnes, and therefore it's totally different. And they just have the most amazing sprayed edges in America. I find like their editions of books are just, oh, they're so beautiful. So I did do some damage, and when I say I done some damage, I done some damage. I actually kind of remember how much this cost me, so I'm gonna grab my phone, go onto my banking app and see actually how much I paid. I bought 5 books in Barnes & Noble. It could have been a lot more, but I was a little bit sensible, and I think I put 3 back, I think, last minute. But let me see how much I paid for these, because it was a lot. Like, Americans, I actually feel so sorry for you for how much you pay for books. It's insane. Over here, we've got the works where you can buy books for £5. A standard paperbacks over here, if you want to go into like Waterstones or an actual bookshop, would be like £9 or £10. Hardbacks are around £20. Like, it's just so much more reasonable over in the UK. And I just feel so sorry for the Americans out there that have to pay these prices. Oh, I actually thought I spent so much more in Barnes & Noble. I think I actually could have picked up those 3 extra books. 5 books. Did I buy all these in Barnes? Yeah. Yeah, I did. No. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I bought 4 books in Barnes & Noble, because actually this one, spoiler alert, I actually bought in Target again on my second trip. So I bought 4 books in Barnes & Noble, 3 paperback, 1 hardback, and it cost me just under $100. So that gives you a ballpark. So the first book I bought was Fantastic Land by Mike Bockoven. I hope I'm saying that correct. But this is, I believe, a horror book, and it's obviously based in a theme park. I went there for Disney, so I was like, this is perfect. This kind of commemorates my holiday. When I read it, I'm going to think of that holiday. And I think basically this theme park is infested with zombies and they have to escape or survive the night, shall we say. So I just feel like this sounded so fun. And I saw it. I was going to pick it up because obviously I've heard absolutely nothing about it. I've never seen this book before in my life. And then I thought, why? It piqued my interest. I read the blurb, really sounded fun. So why am I not picking it up? So I kind of just talked myself into it, and who knows, this could actually become like an all-time favorite. So this was the first book I picked up. Also, the flop, stunning. The next one is Somewhere Beyond the Sea by TJ Klune, and I kind of bought this. In hindsight, maybe I shouldn't have got this. I mean, I don't regret it, but I'm just thinking in hindsight because I stupidly didn't realise this is a complete different size to the UK size of books, and it doesn't match my copy of The House on Cerulean Sea. Sorry, yes, this is the sequel to The House of Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune, and it doesn't match, but I kind of got sucked in because of the sprayed edge again. I mean, the story just keeps repeating itself. I just got sucked in. And because my House on the Cerulean Sea actually has sprayed edges as well, so I was like, oh my God, they were match. To be fair, it's right there. Don't know if you can see it. It does match quite well, but it's just different sizes. So not ideal, but again, not the end of the world. I'm just happy to have bought it, and I need to get that sticker off. But then I'm like, I don't think I want to get the sticker off because it says Barnes & Noble. It's so silly, isn't it? Because as soon as I see like a Waterstones exclusive sticker, work sticker, I take it off. But just because you don't see something every day, and we don't have Barnes, and like, I want to keep it on there. To be fair, I've hardly ever seen a sprayed edge version of these books in the UK, because The House of Cerulean Sea I actually bought in Ireland, where there was a sprayed edge that I've never seen before. So I had to pick it up. Again, I mean, I didn't have to, but I wanted to, and therefore I had to. So I've just put it back on my shelf right there, and I don't know if you can see that. I did put my little ornament on top, but you can see they're just different heights, but oh well. That's small fry, right? So the next book I picked up, again, might have been for the sprayed edge, but also I have heard, well, do you know what? I've heard mixed things about this series, but apparently it's like the writing's not too great, but somehow the story is so addicting, it makes you want to keep reading on and reading on, reading on. And this has been on my radar. So again, I've never, ever, ever seen this edition in the UK at all. And that is To Bleed a Crystal Bloom by Sarah A. Parker. Now, I think the cover in the UK is black with like crystals or flowers on. Never this gorgeous purple, but just look at that. And not only that, this was the final book on the little stand, and I looked at the romantasy section. There wasn't an edition, like a copy of this. So I basically picked up the last copy of this in the Barnes & Noble, and I feel quite happy about that. It is quite chunky, and also there's illustrations and pictures on some of the chapters, which I love. So yeah, I keep looking at this actually. I sometimes pick this up from my shelf and just look at it and I think that is so stunning. But then to kind of fast forward, because I saw this one, again, I had the same thing of like, well, what am I gonna do? Because this is I wanna say a trilogy. I was like, well, what am I gonna do? Because I'm not gonna be able to get books 2 or 3 in the same edition, unless I book another holiday to Orlando, which believe me, could be on the cards. I'm obsessed with that place. But so I was worrying a little bit. But on our last day when we were at the airport, I was like, let me have a little peruse in the bookshop. I did see To Snap a Silver Stem, which I believe is the 2nd book in the series. And again, look at that gorgeous blue. It's just stunning. We've got the sprayed edge. It's gorgeous. Again, we've got the illustrations. It's just, these are some of the most beautiful books I think I've got on my bookcase at the moment, along with the Poppy War, which I don't think you can see, it's right at the top. They're just stunning. They're gonna be like that. And I just need book 3 in the same edition. So actually, if anyone has any idea where I can buy book 3 in the same edition as these, I will forever be grateful, because there is no way I'm buying the 3rd book of this series as a UK edition, because it's not gonna match. And it's not right. And also, can I just say, we love the fact there's numbers on there, 1 and 2. Books need to do this more. Like the amount of times I've gone onto Goodreads to see what is next in the series, or is this book in a series? Is it book 5 in a series? It's just, this helps so much. So props for that. And then to go back to Barnes and Nobles, this was kind of a splurge for me. I was umming and ahhing for the longest time whether to get this book. I was literally staring at this book, I would say, not even joking, for about 5 minutes. And I know you might think, well, 5 minutes is not a long time, but just staring at a book for 5 minutes at a stand, because this was on like where there was loads of different books on like a stand or on a table. I knew if I didn't pick it up, I'd be thinking about it for the rest of the day and I wouldn't be happy. And that is The Poet Empress by Shen Tao. And I have been heavily influenced by Jamie Fock, I believe, and she has read this book and she's basically said it's incredible, it's like a 5-star read. I think this is a debut as well, so I did get influenced. And also, I've not actually seen it anywhere, like on TikTok or on social media. I just haven't seen this doing the rounds, and I've never seen this edition, and I thought the black and red, it was just perfect. We do have a sprayed edge, but it's just a plain golden one. I'm not a lover of plain sprayed edges. I would actually prefer them to just be white, but I'm not going to complain too much. But not only that, I kind of looked at this and I thought, oh my God, this is stunning. I opened it up and then we've got that as a end papers. Again, it's the same on the back, but I think the real star of the show is the naked hardback. Like, sorry, look how stunning that is. And then that's the back. I generally think I would prefer like a detailed naked hardback than say a spread or like a really pretty dust cover or end papers. There is something so special about a detailed naked cover. I don't know what it is. It makes me so happy. This would have been a regret if I did not purchase this. So those were the 4 books that I bought in Barnes, and that cost me, like I say, just under $100. Imagine I'm sorry, I know I brought this up again, but like 4 books in the UK for $100. Like, I don't think people would pay that. And then, so the last place we stopped off was, well, actually, I think I said in the intro, Walmart. We did actually go to Walmart, but the selection was so poor and the actual books were damaged quite a bit. Like it wasn't that great. So I didn't actually buy anything in Walmart. So I think currently at the time I only had 8 books. I know I don't mean it only had 8 books, but I actually took an empty cabin case on the flight so I can take home books. I know that sounds a little bit insane, but basically I had a whole suitcase to bring back books. So 8 for me was not like that. I wanted more basically, and my spending money was going on books as opposed to anything else. I hardly bought anything in Disney because it's just so expensive. So we went to Walmart, nothing there, and I thought, you know what? I'm gonna go back to Target, and I bought another 4. But this is why I said hindsight's a beautiful thing, because by the time we went back to Target, which was like middle of our holiday or like near the end, that offer of buy one get one half price weren't on anymore. So I actually paid a little bit extra for all of these, but again, I don't regret it. So the first book that caught my eye was Saltwater by Katie Hayes. I think it's a literary fiction, again, right up my street. And if I'm being honest, it was that flop. It's just so stunning. And also it just gave me a little bit of summer vibes with the lemon. I don't know if this is kind of like a thriller literary fiction, if that makes sense. But then I found out, I think this is called The Vipers in the UK. I don't know why they've changed the title to Saltwater in the US. Again, I don't really understand that because it's actually really confusing. Like, I guess I understand there's different markets for the UK and the US, and like that's why you get different covers and sprayed edges and whatnot, because it's like a massive appeal to their nation. But I don't understand a name change. It's so confusing because actually, I remember rightly, the Vipers cover, I'll put it up here somewhere, is actually so much more stunning than this. So in hindsight, again, because I only found this out recently, I don't think I would have bought this if I would have known that this is actually the Vipers over in the UK. Regardless, I've got it now. I'm gonna read it. I'm not gonna complain at all. And also again, I did actually want to buy more paperbacks just because of, you don't get this over here. Like, look, that is me completely opening the book. Spine is intact. It's not been broken. Like, please, UK, thank you. This is why I need to go on holiday more to America, just to get floppy books. The next book I bought was The Ghostwriter by Julie Clark. And again, I was suckered by the spread. Yep, I was sold. I saw it and I sold, and then I saw that this actually matches up to the spread. And I was like, okay, I don't care if this book is terrible. I need that book. So I'm being honest here with you guys. This wasn't on my bingo card to buy in America, but I loved that edge. So this is actually a thriller. It is set in 1975. And I think we've got 3 children in a house. Two of them have died, and then the third one is not speaking about what has happened to them at all. So I guess it's kind of like a mystery thriller, but it actually sounds really good. So I'm actually quite excited to get around to this one. I would definitely like to read this year in like spooky season. So yeah, I'm actually really happy that I bought this one. And I didn't see this on the first time I went to Target, so maybe it was a restock, I don't know. The next book I bought was Us Dark View by Alexis Patton. So we do have another spread. They're nothing spectacular, but I think the reason why I bought this is I had heard nothing about this book at all. It's a YA, I believe like a romantasy YA. I could have got that wrong, but I have basically seen no one talk about this at all. And then the moment I touched down in England, the next day I went on TikTok, and then I saw, I think, 2 people speaking about this book. So I was like, oh, I've not heard of this before. Maybe I'm gonna pick it up. But I think this might be doing the rounds at the moment on social media. But to be fair, I haven't heard any reviews. So again, I'm gonna go in blind and I'm gonna see how it is. But again, I don't mind a YA if it's not too YA, if you know what I mean. If the writing is not too childish, I actually quite enjoy a YA, so it all depends on how it's written. Actually, I think it was my husband that basically said, you're on holiday, buy this. So I did, because I'm in an RN again. So he kind of influenced me to buy this. So don't have to tell me twice. And then the final book that I bought this is what I picked up in Barnes & Noble, and then I put it back at the last second. And then again, my husband influenced me to buy this in Target when I saw it again, because I'm in an RN and I was like, I really want it, but I know I can get this back in the UK, which I do 100% know you can get this back in the UK. I think it's a different sprayed edge, but he was just like, just get it. You're gonna regret it if you don't. And I did. It was Stormbreaker by Nisha J. Tilley, and I think I got this 20 or 30% off the cover price. So I did get it a little bit discounted. I don't know if I prefer the sprayed edge in the US or the UK, but equally, I think both of them are stunning. But again, this is the sprayed edge in the US. I do actually really like it. I think the UK one is a little bit more, I want to say a bit splodgy, like there's paint splodges over there. I might be lying. Bit of gold, I want to say there's gold in there. But I actually do really love this sprayed edge because it matches the front. So I am inclined to say I prefer this one, but then maybe that's just because I have this one. I don't know if I'm being a bit biased. I've heard absolutely amazing things about this book, but I am going in blind once again. I do know, I think there might be trials. It's set in Manhattan, which actually we have got a little map right there, which I think we love a map. I mean, I say I think we love a map, but I actually don't use the map. Whenever there's a map in a book, I never seem to revert back to it. I'm just reading the book, like not understanding where we are. This must have something to do with the book as well. So, oh, on the back it does say perfect for older teens. So I'm guessing this is a YA book as well. So yeah, I'm pretty happy that I came home with this. So they are all the books I've acquired on holiday. But if you remember rightly, I said I currently have 285 books on my physical TBR, which means somewhere along the road, I have managed to gather quite a few new books, and that is excluding the ones I bought on holiday. So I'm going to do a rapid fire of all the new books that I've acquired. And just to preface and say, these are books I've not all purchased out of my own money myself. Some of these are gifts, some of these have been from my work, some of them have been from my husband, some of them have been from subscription boxes. So there's a whole plethora of reasons of why I've acquired these books. So first up, we have two books that was bought by my brother for my birthday. And the first one is Wolfworm by T. Kingfisher. I have just kind of started my T. Kingfisher journey and I'm loving it. Like literally, I'm loving their work so much. But not only that, this is the sprayed edge version. But not only that, we have these gorgeous end papers and it's signed. He does such a good job. Like honestly, I was buzzing when I saw that. So excited to have this on my shelf. And the other book he bought, which was literally, it was such a surprise to me, and that is This Kingdom Will Not Kill Me by Ilona Andrews. And I hope I'm saying her name right. I might have said that incorrectly and I'm sorry. But I've heard incredible things about this. Everyone that has read this so far has either rated this like a 4.5 or a 5 stars. So I'm so excited to get to this. Again, I think it's another like romantasy type book, but look at that sprayed edge. Just absolutely stunning. So yeah, my brother, he done extremely well. So thank you so much. So the next book I acquired was The Traitor's Legacy by Estee Paris. And this was actually sent to me by my work via the reward scheme. So I am so forever grateful for my work and they do things like that. But yeah, I managed to get my hands on this one. And this is a historical fiction, I want to say, but like in the crime category, thriller category, and on the front it says London 1598, a murder that could shake England to its core. So this sounds right on my street. I love historical fiction and I just love that aspect of it tying up to a crime, and like I don't know if it's horror or whatnot, it just sounds really interesting. So excited to get to this one. While we're at it, I will show you the other two books that I got with my work reward scheme, and that is A Forbidden Alchemy by Stacey McEwen. And again, I've heard amazing things. This is a romantasy. Everyone that I've seen that has read this has either rated it 4 or 5 stars, and to be fair, I wanted to know what all the hype is about. We also have got these stunning end papers, and do you know what, I just love the colour combo of the blue and the purple, so excited to read this one. And the last one I got, which I believe I mentioned in my May wrap up, was The Fawn Queen by Sasha Payton Smith. Recently read The Rose Bargain, absolutely loved it so much. I was hooked. I don't know, there was something in that book that I just could not put down, and quite frankly I have to finish this duology and I need to know where it heads up. Next up, I received 2 book fairies while I was on holiday by the amazing Lucy. She is not on YouTube, but she is on TikTok. I will put her link in the description box. But the first one I got was Unearthly by Cynthia Hand. And I haven't seen this floating around too much. I believe this is like a YA romantasy book, and I just look at those cover. It's just so stunning. I love that pale pink with the gold. It just so striking. And then she also got Till Summer Do Us Part by Megan Quinn. This looks literally like the perfect summer read now that we're coming into like July, August. I've actually never read a Megan Quinn book, which I know that's quite shocking actually, because she's so big in the romance genre. But also, let me try and find one. We have got little pictures in here too, which is so cute. Let me try and find another one. Look at that. I just love it when books do that and, you know, it's something outside the norm. And actually, I love having pictures in books because it just makes you feel inside that story a little bit more. So publishers and whatnot, why can't we do that more? Let's put some pictures into books. And also it'd be perfect to get illustrators more work as well. Like, to me, it's just like a win-win situation. Next up is a book I got in my Wordy and Wild subscription. And if anyone is actually looking for a subscription where you don't just get a book, you actually get bookish merch too, I highly recommend Wordy and Wild. Everything is made by this one individual, I believe Alice. She's absolutely so lovely. I had a problem with my first order. Her communication was amazing. We got it sorted out, we got it figured out, and honestly, I just cannot highly recommend it enough. I think last month I got a jumper. This month we got some socks, we got a book journal and a like Kindle sleeve or a book sleeve. Just, it's absolutely incredible, and I just highly recommend Wordy and Wild if you just love a little bit of bookish merch along with the books that you acquire. Last month I actually done a book swap because you either apply to be a diverse reader or a romance reader. I obviously applied for the diverse because I read absolutely anything, but the book that was quoted for that month, I wasn't feeling it at all. So I actually done a little book swap and I got We Used to Live Here by Marcus Kluwer, I want to say, and I have so much FOMO. I've seen so much about this book. Some people actually love it, some people actually hate it. Hate's quite a strong word, it just wasn't their favourite book, and I'm just intrigued to see where I stand. Again, I think this is going to be one for spooky season, but I'm so excited because I'm sure he's just got a new book out as well. Is it called The Caretaker? So I kind of want to see if I enjoy this, and then I will actually pick up The Caretaker. But again, on that note, I've heard more negative reviews about The Caretaker than what I've heard about this. I also love the cover. It's just so trippy and I love it. And I'm like, is that what we're going to get in the book? Like, is it going to be a trippy book? You know? Next up, we have 3 books that my husband kindly treated me to. I'm so very lucky. And the first one is Strange Pictures by Yuketsu. If you do remember, I think on my birthday haul, I bought Strange Buildings because it was on like buy one, get one half price. I just couldn't resist it. But of course, I don't think they are connected. I think they are kind of like standalones, but in the same series. But I do like to just start from the beginning, and now I can. I've actually heard only amazing things about this series as a whole. I think it's like a murder mystery. You try and find out what happens, you know, but it's not all meets the eye. I think we've got pictures in here too, yeah. So we've got a few pictures. I think it's supposed to be really creepy, really eerie. Really want to be in my horror era. Like, I absolutely love horror, but I never know where to start. Obviously we've got Stephen King, but like, I don't know if I want to read like true horror. Do you know what I mean? Where like every page, I'm scared on every page. I don't know what's going to happen. Like, I'd love to have Rex where it honestly feels like you just want to hide under the cover. So if anyone has any incredible horror recommendations, I would love to hear them. Next up, my husband bought me The Bookseller by Tim Sullivan, and bless him, I think he saw it on my wish list and then bought it for me. But I didn't realise this is actually in a series. I think this is in like a detective series. I don't think they're connected. I think you can read them standalones, but now I'm a bit like, do I start the series? Because like I say, I do like to start from the beginning, but I think this is book 7. So then that means I've got to buy like 6 books before I read this one. So I didn't realize that at the time I put this on my wish list. I think I will just read this first, and then if I do enjoy it, maybe start from the beginning and work my way up. I don't know if this is a cozy mystery or just like flat out mystery, because the cover is giving cozy mystery. And then the last book my husband bought me, I was so happy because I've wanted to read this for the longest time, and that is The Murder at World's End by Ross Montgomery. This book doesn't get, I think, love on social media unless I'm looking in the wrong places, but I think this is like a historical mystery, which again, right up my street. It's set in Cornwall, 1910, on a remote island, and apparently a Viscount thinks that there is an apocalypse on the way. Now, I'm sorry, that just screams. That absolutely screams at me. So I think I might try and prioritise this quite soon. But then I say this all the time and I never do. So maybe take that with a pinch of salt. So the last couple of books I actually purchased myself. I think there's like 5 or 6 here. And the reason being is this was just before my holiday and I was desperate, and I mean desperate, to find the first book in the Sky Ridge Hotshot series. You know, the firemen. I have the second and the third. My series just is not complete without the first. I actually think I'm going to hate these books. I've been absolutely real with you. I think these are going to be too spicy for me. I don't think there's going to be enough plot, and I just think I'm going to hate them. But the Sprayed Edge, I couldn't leave it behind. I know. I mean, I am going to read these, but I couldn't leave it behind. And lo and behold, I found the first book in the Sky Ridge Hotshots and the Sprayed Edge version. And this one was the last one in the shop. It wasn't super damaged. There was a little bit of peeling in the corner, but I was like, I don't care. I'm grabbing that because I kid you not, I've been looking roughly around 2 to 3 months for this book. It's in none of the works. Absolutely none, and I found it. So I got this. I kind of got really happy because I found the book that I've been searching for ages, and then I just kind of thought, well, let's just do a haul, you know, let's just buy some more books. I'm in a really good mood. It was before my holiday. I did have a bit of cash to spend as well, like from my budget, so I was just thought, why not? So I also saw Ask for Andrea by Noelle W. Ely. Sorry if I've said that wrong. Again, I've seen this everywhere. I want to know what the hype is about. I've heard really good things. It's a thriller. And I want to say there might be a sequel to this, but I could be lying. Again, £5, I couldn't leave it behind, so this came with me. And then I also got Don't Fall in Love with Me by Paige Toon. This is the Sprayed Edge version, which is gorgeous. And I've actually read one Paige Toon book and I absolutely love it. I have got a few more Paige Toons. I just haven't got round to reading them yet, but I really enjoyed her writing style in the book. I think I might have read 2 books of hers actually. Only Love Can Hurt Like This. I love that book by Paige Toon and I really think that's really underrated. And then finally, I popped into Waterstones and I bought myself some books on the buy one get one half price deal. Although in my defense, I did actually treat my husband to one of those books as well. So I have 3 more books to show you. First up, we've got The Raven Scholar by Antonia Hodgson. And again, I feel like, I feel like I should have got this in hardback if I'm being honest, because look how chunky that is. That is absolutely insane. Although I did get a free bookmark. So, you know, there's a plus there, but I think I'm going to break my hands reading this because I don't like to break spines, and this is so chunky. Like, look, I'm going to have to read it like this. I've only heard like 4 or 5-star ratings. Like, I've not heard a bad review about this book yet. So again, I've kind of gone in blind. I'm just listening to what social media is telling me, that this is an amazing book. I listened to my book besties, and yeah, I'm excited to read. Like, I am actually really excited to read this because I don't know what's the contents is inside. Another one I've wanted for a long time was A Language of Dragons by S.F. Williamson, and again, I think this might be YA too. Only heard amazing things. It's been catching my eye for the longest time and I've always just not picked it up, and I just thought, no, I'm going to treat myself. So I did. It was on the buy one get one half price. No brainer. And the third and final book I bought was The Expanded Earth by Mikey Please, and I have to say, it was the cover that drew me in on this one. Look, if I just bring that up close to you, it is stunning. Here is the back. I feel like this is a little bit of like an apocalyptic book as well. I don't know if it's classed as dystopia. Let me read you the back. It says, frightened and awed in his new body, Giles embarks on a quest across a wildly altered landscape in search of his loved ones, hoping that for all its peril, this new world might offer a chance of redemption. Elsewhere, deep in the ocean, the spectre of an ancient godlike force stirs, and catastrophe inches closer and closer still. Welcome to the micro-apocalypse. Welcome to the expanded Earth. So, yeah, I've never seen this anywhere, never heard anyone talk about it, and the cover, the blurb, it caught my eye, and I just thought, again, why not buy it? You know, it could be a new favourite. That's all I keep telling myself. I was like, this could be a new favourite book. And that is a wrap on my book haul. I mean, I did start this as a holiday, like, American book haul, but because I've just acquired so many over the month, I thought, why not just give you give you a whole host of new books that I've received. And that is the reason why my physical TBR at the moment, I've just checked and I can confirm it is 285. I've got 285 physical books on my TBR that I've not read yet. I just find that incredible though. I've got 285 worlds that I'm going to be jumping into and finding, you know, potential new favourite protagonists, new favourite villains, new favourite worlds. Like, I just think books are so incredible, and the fact that we get to read these, the fact that we get to talk about all these different books all together and like share a same hobby, a same love, like it makes me feel so happy inside. But if you did get to the end of this video, I want to say thank you so much. I truly appreciate you. I want to know if you have read any of these books, any that you think I should prioritize. Should I read any first? Maybe some that I shouldn't have picked up in the first place. I would love to know any thoughts that you have, so if you could please pop them in the comments. I would love to talk to you about these books. If you did find yourself enjoying this video, it would mean so much to me if you could give it a like, and even if you fancy subscribing, I would love to have you here. But on that note, I am now going to pop some of these books back up. I don't know if you've noticed, but I have been putting them away as and when, just so when it comes to the end of the video, I'm not just got this massive pile of books ready to put back. So I feel like this is manageable now. So I'm going to pop these last remaining books back on the shelf, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. Bye.